would be my Nas that I used my last year. No, Manhattanville. Yeah, it was at Manhattanville. This thing was awesome, just sick. Like, it had just a piece of regular Duramesh. Like, best replica would be our Jester Pocket, and it, like, that's the closest thing to it. But it just was money in the bank.
And cheated body stroke.
Yeah, of course, cheated body stroke. I don't play lacrosse unless the ball is sitting behind the plastic of my stick, so I don't get stripped. It makes me look 10 times better than what I really am. And it was on...
Which is 0, because 10 times 0 is still 0.
Boom!
Drop bombs on them.
Anyway, so... It was on my Nas.
Who's Bravo?
Yeah. Anyway, Nas with the Jester replica or whatever, with the cheater bottom string on my diamond, and it was just money. Could snipe corners. It was just awesome.
What color diamond?
What?
What color diamond?
Silver.
And all white, like always. With you.
Oh no, that was I had the yellow dye on the top.
No, I mean the mesh.
Oh yeah.
White. Nice.
My best stick?
Let's hear this.
OG Blade.
OG Blade, leather. It's
No, it wasn't leather. It was OG Blade. Had 3 straight, of course, Duramesh, because Throne wasn't out at the time.
true.
But
It was not.
Shame.
yeah, it was on a well, not OG. It was on a Crypto Pro wire fade.
Nice.
The best
Was it
shit.
green fade? Cause
Yeah, it was a green
Oh,
fade.
dirty.
It was nice. And it had gray top string, black sidewalls, gray throat, and all white mesh with all white 3 shooters. And this is, when I was working at Lacrosse Limited, so I had the hockey lace shooters, but
Trackers.
I didn't like those. So I found, like, randomly some store had white, like, lace shooters that we have.
Mhm.
I was like, nice. So I ended up stringing those up. I went to Stony Brook, played a, show. I think it was Stony Brook on the Sound shootout, I think it was.
Showcase type thing.
Showcase type thing, yeah. And I went there and lost everything. Basically, I don't know where it went. My helmet, my
someone
gloves,
jacked it?
everything. I just lost it. I don't know. I was the worst with my stuff.
Really?
Worst with it. Yeah, I was
I was
so
the
upset too. I think I cried. I'm not gonna lie.
Scott wins the game. He just chucks his helmet and gloves.
Everyone
Stick in the woods.
pretty much. No, I don't know, but I lost it, and I was so devastated. I was like, "Dad, my stuff is gone." He's like, "I told you to carry it."
I taught you to watch things. That's awesome.
Scotty, what are you doing?
And now that I know
Put
your
stuff
now you
together.
know your dad.
What are
it's
we,
really
The
fun.
Sopranos? My dad's like the normalest guy in
he's
the
not.
world.
He's
You know, Barada, Italian.
Yeah.
Cute, they would call me Beretta. Scott
Yeah,
Beretta.
that was awesome.
23. I was like, bang bang.
That's amazing. But what was it about the stick? Just
Oh, it was
thank
just
the gods all day.
No, it was just everything was awesome about the stick. I strung up, a couple blades. My first lacrosse head was a blade, and I got like a brand new white blade. And, like, everything about the stick was awesome. Just the pocket was mid-low, had 3 straight. The hold was good, and I actually have the picture that I showed you with the OG blade when I was dodging from X.
Oh yeah.
And
No, you're lefty, so you're like
yeah, I was lefty.
full
like,
tilt. Full
leaning,
tilt on everything.
Full tilted.
Met Chris, full tilt. This
Full
last
tilt.
week, he literally looks like he's just gonna fall on his ass. His legs, he's like pop dodging. You know,
Yeah.
he does that.
Yeah.
He's like this.
Pre-dodge, you mean?
Yeah, but this,
No.
this was very. He was like, he like ka-cha. You know, he does those noises.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
You do noises?
All the time.
No, he literally
Best
does. He
You
literally
got a
does.
soundboard on yourself?
He's just like, and like, and I'm like walking down the street on the phone, and he's doing this to me, and I'm like, oh, you got me good that one, good job, Chris. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. But on field, and he picked up a long pole this week, and it was just like peppering kids, and I'm like, you're
Yeah?
never allowed to put that down. Amazing,
Yeah, dude.
amazing. Against Salt
There's a
Shake.
whole bunch.
Maybe
There's a whole
like
bunch of pics of me.
Not with the long pole though.
No, I have a whole bunch on my computer.
Oh, the long pole, like
Yeah.
from the other day.
No, from
Oh, back in the day.
back in the day.
In the day. Yeah, just went there a long point. I was like, "Who's that kid running really fast?" I'm like, "Oh my!"
I know. Manhattanville helmet.
Yeah, he
I know
wore
that
his,
kid.
he wore his Manhattanville stuff. Now it's just white stuff, and he was running, and he was just like
He's a closet
Just
LSM.
painting.
painting. Have you ever heard of painting someone with a check?
No.
It's like
Well,
when-
just like an up check?
No,
like
it's not even checking. It's just paint them.
Let them know
like,
that you're
let
there.
them know that you're there. Get in their vision, kind of like scare
Yeah.
them, and then they'll know when the check is gonna come.
I'm
so
stealing that. Just like
Isn't that
you know,
so-
when,
yeah, that's
when you're
awesome.
running and you're
like I always
attack
tell
man-
people to
Okay,
like
okay.
let them know you're there. Put your stick
Yeah.
in front of them, but like that
Oh,
just
yeah.
makes so much more
when
sense.
you're painting
with that.
them, listen,
Yeah.
like I'm running, and if I'm running and someone's going like this to me,
Mhm.
I'm just waiting for a check, and you don't know when it's coming because it's kind of like
You're not thinking
real
about the
spontaneous. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna hit it,
Mhm.
or they're just gonna keep painting you, and then they get to turn you, and then they start painting the other way.
Yeah. Last
So
summer,
myself.
I played against a kid that just graduated from Duke, and we were all matching up. Nobody wanted to match up again. And I was like, it's Sunday. I can take a beating. I just want to see like where I can lay against this guy. And he did that. He would actually do like a figure eight with his stick and
yeah.
like push on your back and stuff because you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll run in front of you. And then he'd be like, the Connor. And he would get that. And I mean, I held my own against him, and it was really awesome playing against him. But it's like I learned like how intimidating
And how much you have to tuck
and,
your
and
stick
he wore
versus good people.
Yeah, and he wore like his field gear, like all black Duke stuff, and they did all black with a little bit of the royal, and
They
I was
had
just
the matte black helmets.
yeah, and I was just
Oh.
with the that like the headstrong straps.
And it wasn't Cascade, but I like those helmets.
Yeah, they're dirty.
They were nice.
And it was he did that to me, and like I would get the ball, and I would be like pushing behind X, and he'd be like waving his stick around. I'm like, what's he doing? What's he doing? And then he would just check me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed right now.
It kind of throws your timing off because you'll be running and then they'll
Yeah.
be painting,
Yeah.
and you don't know when they're gonna throw the check.
Yeah.
So like when you're running full speed, you don't know if they're gonna throw that, and you're kind of just gotta tuck it in as much as possible
Yeah.
without chesting.
And
it.
the other, like, I really think we could hold the defensive clinic as an attackman point of view.
Honestly, because I know
That's
everything
fun.
that pisses me off
Yeah.
as an attackman.
The other thing,
So-
I can do the
I could
exact
teach
opposite
you.
for attackman.
yeah, and
the exact
the
opposite.
thing he did for me too was he would come in like he's gonna hit me, and then
Yeah.
I'd pull my stick back, and then he would throw it. No, he wouldn't come over
Oh.
because I could duck under him.
Just
He would throw
kick
it
out,
and
yeah.
then let go of his hand, and it would wrap around me. So I was like sitting here, and I'd be like, "How is he doing this?" It was pretty amazing.
Mhm.
So my greatest stick of all time would have to be my junior setup. I traded a kid on my team that I fought with a lot. Fought this
That
kid.
guy, huh?
Yeah, I fought him. There's two kids that I fought a lot. This kid was probably second.
Coach's son.
No,
Uh,
just didn't get along. And he played hockey and lacrosse. We were on every team together for like
That's
10
the
years.
worst.
And
Right.
just didn't really get along very well. But I digress. I traded him in Evo because I was doing more and more face-offs, and I had an Evo, and he had a blade and he hated it, and I was like, that stick is awesome. I would love to trade you. So I traded him, and so that's how I got my blade, and I strung it with just plain old Gimalax hard mesh, and mine had 3 straights in it too, and that's how I started out, just 3 straight white shooters from Gimalax. Nice and simple. Mine was just like a straight up mid because I was facing off and playing X. And then halfway through that season, it went to what's now known as the Assassin Pocket.
that's what I had. Mid
Yeah.
to low.
But with that shooter setup,
Oh,
that one
you actually
U
had.
is so dirty in the blade, and especially for facing because you can pull it out. So we had that, and then the only thing that like I would say was against my flow but became pretty sweet was I had a red Crypto Pro on it, or just red Crypto, because I had a
4 or
deep.
5.
Yeah, I
You just
had.
gotta mismatch something like.
Well, yeah. Well,
Never.
what it was is I had a gold. I had a gold platinum from D, and I wanted to cut it and make it in 2. And my parents were like, "You can't cut it because you're gonna go play long pole. We're not gonna buy you a new pole." And I was like, "All right." And so I ended up trading something for that, but it was red, and my team was navy and like gold or athletic gold.
Still fits.
And so the red just stuck out, but it was kind of cool that it stuck out because like you could always see my stick. It was really had a cool presence on the field. So that was probably my greatest stick, and the reason I loved it was I did face-offs, and then I'd invert and I'd play X on attack and man up, but I'd also like anytime I got the chance to run back on D, I'd be like midi back, and I'd run back. And I loved that. I just love running on the field to the guy and trying to get him out of bounds. So that's why I loved it. It's just, it was a day where I had like zero. I had to go make pizzas like 2 days a week, and the rest was just playing lacrosse. And so that was awesome. And so I absolutely loved it. And I used to throw on my break against the pizza place, and they would yell at me. I'm like, it's my break, leave me alone. And they're like, we can just hear pounding. And I'm like, I'm working on my left hand, leave me alone. So we did that, and it was a good time.
scholarship.
Yeah, straight up. And so that was probably my greatest stick of all. I mean, I have some really great sticks now that I really love, but that's the one where it was like, you know, there was really no premeditation. It was just, I wasn't searching for an awesome stick. It fell into my lap. I traded. I didn't even buy either pieces of it. And that was how I won the Evo at the fastest shot contest. So like I got the blade for nothing.
That's sick.
And that was really cool. And so I had that. And then when I went to college, my mom gave it away.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
So if any of you want to yell at my mom for me, that'd be great.
I would never do that. She's probably a very nice lady. She's a saint.
But,
Took me to a Nets game.
Yeah, she did take you to a Nets game, and then I found out she finally fessed who she gave it to, and I like called the kid up trying to get it, and he was like, "Oh, I sold that like years ago," because he knew what it was, and because she didn't mean to give it away.
Gutless.
It just was all my stuff was in there, and they were moving, and I couldn't come home because I was in school,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Is there anything in the garage? You can have it," and she didn't know like some of my most expensive stuff was in the garage, so like she gave it away, and I like cried. I didn't like cry. I cried.
Yeah. I feel
Nobody
you on that.
likes
okay.
cries. Speaking of crying, a guy broke an OG blade in this week's game, and I was talking to him. He broke one a week ago at a different game. 2 in a week,
Said the
And
one
he pulled a
Instagram?
third one out of his
and
bag.
he pulled the third one out of the bag, and he has one more at home.
Wow.
Yeah, he got an old Chris Eck on us, but yeah, 2.
He's got like a secret stash somewhere.
Yeah, but 2 in a week, man. That's like
That's unfortunate.
Kill
murdering
the
a
unicorn.
unicorn.
Nice.
So that was my greatest stick. I don't know. There's like some aura built around it now that I don't have. It's like the Holy Grail. 'Cause it's like, but I also like to think about it as like, you know, there's some kid out there that got it, and he was like, he's now like the coolest dude in the world because he's got one.
Or it's broken.
Yeah. And the other thing I did, which was super awesome, was you know the OG blade has like the flare and it has like the ribbing on it.
Yup.
I took a Sharpie, a navy Sharpie, and I like did a little like file out that line,